Hey everybody. So you're seeing I'm working on the 70. I know that I should be working on the 71, but it's like 30 something degrees outside, which is not the best. So I figured I'd spend a little bit of time working on the 70 El Camino. Thanks to my little heater buddy over there, keeping the place warm. Now the biggest things that I'm doing first, I have 2-inch drop springs for the front. I've noticed here before this thing sets up like a monster truck in the front. It's got to be small block AC springs, but even with the big block and all in it, it just does not sit. It's not even level. The rear end of the car is probably about an inch and a half higher than the back. So game plan, switch those out and go from there. Now, other things going on, switching out sway bars. This is one of the ones I got with it. This thing is literally, and I mean absolutely massive. And this is another replacement. But the problem with this one, you'll see how this angle here comes. The problem is, with this car, it was hitting the steering linkage. I mean, it would do it if you articulated one side probably 2 inches from the other, it would hit. It was about 3/4 of an inch of clearance. Now this one, as you can see, look how much more arch there is in this compared to like none in this one. So hopefully this sway bar is going to fix that problem. But first thing first, we got the 4-piston calipers on it. We got to break the lower ball joint loose and drop that lower control arm to slide the new springs in. And then what I'll do is just only do the lower, and that way it's going to be a lot easier swap. So let's get in there. Let's knock it out. All right, scoot this out of the way. Let's get back in here. All right, let's get the ball joint fork in here. Let's see. That's it right there. Need a bigger hammer. I do. When you mean business, you get the big one. You get the real big one. Oh. It actually might be loose. All right. Okay, it's loose. Let go. I might have to get a punch. Alright, now we can let it down. Alright, now the key to this is safety and slow. Okay. Alright. Okay. So now let's pull still a little tension on that springs. This thing out. Remember, I had to fight it a little bit to get it in there. Scoot you there. All right. Now we need a big screwdriver. Come on. Walk out. Walk out of the cup. So close. There we go. There we go. All right. Now to show you the difference in the heights. So I would definitely say, look at how much higher that is. It's probably like 3 inches higher. Needless to say, that thing's probably going to go down a little bit. And now, we can reverse this fun process. Put it back in. Alright, flat to the top. Posi to the bottom. Okay, so now I gotta look in there and see if it's in the pocket. Alright, that's it. Alright. Twist that, make sure it's good in there. I need a flashlight. And the flashlight. Ooh. Okay. Alright, let's get under here and look. Needs to come back. Get under it. I think that's it. I think we're good. Jack it up a little. See it there? And just to show you, we're going to cheat, use the camera. Alright, hold on. Alright. So we'll attach that in there. Put it all the way down. Yep. That's in there, okay. Ooh, I need to turn that too before I go too far. Ooh, that should work. That's it. So I'll go a little more. Is that it? Just a hair. All right. All right, one side's done. Huh. There's a part number on that spring. Everything on the stamp. All right, so now we got to jump to the other side and do the exact same thing, and then here in a few minutes we'll lower it, see what it looks like, and then get the sway bar back on it. So stay tuned. All right, so the eBay sway bar in, eBay 2-inch drawstrings are in. So it's all back together. Everything is tightened. Cotter pins are in. we're good to go. Now, something I did notice, now this is part of my frame. Somebody had stripped out the 3/8 bolts that were in here. So I put 1/2 inch. So they're drilled, they're tapped to it. And then also one of the small details is the spacing for the eBay. And I think they have Amazon. I think all these places have the same sway bar. The spacing was incorrect from front bolt to rear bolt. So I had to take my Dremel and then open it up. It's got longer tabs on it too, but I did have to open it up, put it in there. So that is on there. So give me about 3 minutes. We'll throw the tires back on it and drop her down and see if we got this monster truck's nose a little bit out of the clouds there. And see how this thing looks. So 2-inch drop all the way down. That's a 215, 70, 15. So now let me actually get down here where you can see it. It's actually pretty level now, which is good. It might have a slight inch down lower in the front, but it's a lot better than it was. 1.5 inches maybe. Because before, once again, it was setting up, so thing looks pretty killer. Hopefully what I'll do here, since it's going to be, I guess, cold for the next few weeks, is spend some time working on this thing. Because I can work it in the shop. Outside is just freezing. I don't particularly want to get sick if I can help it. Also picked up these bucket seats. Now, unfortunately, they've been put together with seat foams that are extremely firm. So don't judge me, because it seems like it's working. I got the brand new wheels for the 71 El Camino hanging out on this one, and it is softening the seat. Will it last? Who knows? But it's been on there for about 2 weeks now, and it's gotten considerably softer for the passenger seat. I figure I'd try it before I do the driver's seat, and we'll knock that out. So the AC system holds vacuum. All the lines are done. So realistically, stuff to do now on this car is going to be sheet metal. Before I get to that too, let me show you what I think was going on, because it was leaning a little bit to one side, and I was trying to figure out why. But look how that one spring curves. Pretty odd. I've never seen it. It's also lower and collapsed, so not sure what happened. Maybe it's been hit on that side. Pretty sure that came out of the passenger side, so weird. Look at the height. That was about not quite a 1/2 inch difference, but enough to drive me nuts. And then really the next stuff on this thing is need to sand all this down. It makes sense. I guess there is a ding here. There's a patch that needs to be done on the lower part of these doors. It looks pretty notorious on El Caminos down here in the bottom. Not also combined with the fact that whoever had this before me took a torch and cut holes and put speakers in the door. So I'm going to fix that. So got brand new door hinges to throw on it when I pull the doors off. Now this side here, I've started pulling the mud out where it's bubbling up. No holes yet, but it definitely will need quite a bit of love in there. And then the thing that bothers me the most, and it's in the air right now between replacing this whole back panel and doing what I'm going to do with the other one, which theoretically I could probably make with the sheet metal brake. The panel comes up here, comes over, comes down, and then does this channel here. And it would not be terribly difficult to do it. Do it all the way across. Just measure it and make another panel. Just cut, section it. Now, only downside is I'll have to get all this bed liner out, because I'm just not a fan of the bed liner in these. Fine in a truck, but not as good in a hot rod El Camino. It does seem like the Asus is running a lot better too, so I finally got, I guess, a computer and a handheld that works well together, and it fires right up, seems to run well. I may end up, before driving it, switching out, put a Chevelle lid on it and put the regular valve covers on it, just because it looks more stock. But I think it's pretty good progress for today. Everything looks a lot better lower down. And we got to do the same deal. I got 2 sets of those springs. So the 71 will also get the same springs in it, especially when the 17s get put on it. Thank you for watching. How about that jegs exhaust? A little bit of cut and modification. Jegs exhaust, spoon rear suspension, tubular upper, tubular lower. Carlo dash. Gauges down there, Stewart Warner, looking good. Aces fuel injection. eBay intake. Eight-inch dual booster. That way you can fit your tall valve cover. And that is a Speedmaster serpentine setup. It is a different belt. Switched out some of the hardware. Also switched out the clutch cover for the AC compressor. That's an eBay 4-row radiator. Dual fans controlled by the kill shot. That's an eBay throttle return bracket. Bolts right on. And underneath, $700 Ford rebuilt. That is a eBay transmission pan. All brand new body bushings from Mosley's. Plenty of sheet metal from Mosley's. Brand new fenders. Brand new inner fenders. Going to paint this one back Astro Blue. So if you like El Caminos or big blocks that make noise, feel free to subscribe.